What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So I want to get into this. I want to break down the San Francisco 49ers 2020 football preview. The 49ers 13-3 last year, a fantastic year under Kyle Shanahan after struggles early on because of a pretty poor roster. And Kyle Shanahan just walking into kind of a tough situation for the 49ers, a team that really declined. Bad roster, bad play. They had a horrible run defense for several years. But Kyle Shanahan, former offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons in 2016 when they took it to the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, just an outstanding offensive mind. And so they went and made a little playoff run, lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, beat the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings, destroyed the Green Bay Packers in that NFC championship game. That was just a beatdown. But it starts at the quarterback position, acquired Jimmy Garoppolo through that trade with New England back in 2018. This was a huge acquisition because the 49ers desperately needed a quarterback. They're kind of going back and forth between Kaepernick and who else? Who was that other guy? Former Jaguars quarterback, I forget. So, but Garoppolo was hurt most of the 2018 season, and then this year healthy, which is absolutely critical to their success. They had a three-headed monster at running back: Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida, and Tevin Coleman, the former Atlanta running back that was there when Kyle Shanahan was there back in 2016. Kyle Juszczyk was very solid at fullback. Having him was like kind of completed that offense. Shanahan likes to run from the I formation, split I. So that was critical, having Juszczyk on the roster. Likely have the best tight end in football, arguably the best tight end in George Kittle. 1,053 yards, 5 touchdowns last year for the 49ers. Really like what I've seen out of George Kittle. And something I've really noticed is having a tight end is crucial to the offense. Having a guy that can pass block, is a good pass blocker, good run blocker, can catch. It is critical. You look at New England Patriots when they were winning those Super Bowls, it was Rob Gronkowski. They had Aaron Hernandez the one year. I mean, obviously, you know the whole Hernandez story, he's done. But that year there was 2 tight ends, but then they've won a couple with Gronk as their main tight end, pass blocking, run blocking, really just being a critical part of the offense that really keeps the defense guessing on their toes, kind of a matchup nightmare. You look at Philadelphia a couple of years ago, they had Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz still going strong. He's a guy that can pass block, run block, catch passes. And you look at the Chiefs, the Super Bowl winners this year, Travis Kelce. That's kind of like the debate. Travis Kelce, George Kittle, whatever one you pick. Those are likely the 2 best tight ends in football. And you saw Travis Kelce, how valuable he was to the Chiefs. I mean, just another weapon for Mahomes last year. So on the defensive side of the ball, a great year from Fred Warner. Oh, also I should add, they drafted Brandon Ayuk, a pretty fast wide receiver from Arizona State, has a long wingspan, great at catching slants, needs to work on getting more separation, but really like Brandon Ayuk as a player. I think Kyle Shanahan will know how to get him the ball in a variety of different ways. You saw at the wide receiver position, they had Deebo Samuel. He's going to have surgery now. They did it with, a lot of not a lot of big name guys. They brought over Emmanuel Sanders through the trade, and he was solid for him. But Brandon Ayuk could likely emerge as a go-to guy next year for Kyle Shanahan, both working in the slot and the outside for the 49ers. On defense, Fred Warner was just a stud at middle linebacker last year, a former BYU Cougar drafted in the 3rd round of the 2018 NFL Draft. Warner last year, 3 fumbles, 9 passes defended, and 7 tackles for loss. Dre Greenlaw, another solid linebacker for him, 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, 64 solo tackles for Greenlaw. But yeah, I watched Fred Warner, and boy, is he just good at like poking the ball out. I mean, that is just, you see a lot of guys are really getting that down, that coming into tackle and stripping the ball out. That was just huge. So making those big-time fumbles like Warner did. Also had Quan Alexander. He wasn't healthy the whole year, but when they had him, their defense was even better. Quan Alexander, a long-time Tampa Bay Buck. has had his issues off the field and has dealt with some injuries. But you know what Quan Alexander is capable of, and he was very solid for him when they need it. The D-line play was great, led by Nick Bosa, the rookie, 9 sacks, 16 tackles for loss. Boy, was that pick crucial for the 49ers. You know, there was some debate, like Bosa was kind of maxed out because him and Joey were like fundamentally sound guys. You thought, hey, they might not be like elite players, but you know they're going to be really, really good. And it turns out he is elite, but you know, the thing is, I think this is Bosa's ceiling. Not to knock against Bosa, but I don't think he could. He'll even be. I don't think he can like take this season to another level. Maybe he can just a little bit, but you know, Nick Bosa is a guy that the Bosas. Brett Coleman did a film breakdown on it. If you haven't watched Brett Coleman, make sure you check out his channel. You know, they are very fundamentally sound. They're not overly fast. They're not like, you know, they're strong, but they don't do any particular thing well. They're just kind of like a master of different, or kind of just pretty good at all different traits, and so they'll struggle with bigger, longer defense or longer offensive tackles. But you see in the NFL, usually you put your defensive end on the lesser offensive tackle, and you know, you don't play an elite offensive tackle every week, and you see Bosa was winning a lot of those matchups with the lesser tackle. So Eric Armstead was solid. DeForest Buckner, both former Oregon Ducks. Buckner, 10 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. Or Eric Armstead, excuse me, 10 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. DeForest Buckner, 9 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks. Buckner now heads to the Indianapolis Colts. They bring in Javon Kinlaw, a guy I really like from South Carolina. That was who they got with their other first-round pick, 14th overall. Kinlaw is a guy with an explosive burst first step. I think that's how he wins and gets a lot of disruptive plays in the backfield. Needs to lower his pad level a little bit, but I think he could have an outstanding breakout year for the 49ers, you know, kind of fill the DeForest Buckner spot at defensive tackle. But, yeah, there's not a lot of defensive tackles like Kinlaw that are super quick off the line of scrimmage, you know. But really like what I saw on the tape from Kinlaw. I think he's definitely a guy, a rookie, one of those rookies to watch out for. Richard Sherman still going strong at 31 at corner. Like what I've seen out of Sherman. Very solid for years in Seattle. And just a guy that you just don't beat deep. They've shown a stat like he was just not giving up long catches. You know, that length. He's got good enough speed to just stick with you in that length. He's just hard to get around. So Richard Sherman still going strong at 31 years old. We'll see when he starts to decline next year at all. And obviously the story was 49ers had every opportunity to win the Super Bowl. Jimmy G kind of took a lot of heat at the end of it. But this is a more experienced team coming into next year. They should have a chance to make another Super Bowl run. And, you know, Kyle Shanahan is a guy I really like. Kyle Shanahan, you can tell he's a great coach because he gets the most out of his players. You know, their running backs, none of them super, like, good to elite players, but they're all very solid, and he really maximized their talent. You know, Mostert was a guy that most people didn't even hear of until this year, and he had a fantastic year. Tevin Coleman was primarily a backup in Atlanta and had a pretty solid year for him. So Kyle Shanahan, you know, the more experienced team next year. I think this team wins the NFC West and will likely have a chance to make another playoff run in 2020. So we'll just have to see. Obviously going to have a little tougher schedule, but 49ers are as talented as anyone in the NFL and have as good a coach as anyone in the NFL. So I'll take that combination to win the NFC West and get back and have a chance to make the playoff run. Not going to predict them to win the Super Bowl, but I think this team definitely has a chance. Thank you guys for tuning in to Big Time Football Talk. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. I'm going to link my Patreon below. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and go to Patreon. I'm not sure when the upcoming question and answer segment's going to be, but I'll let you guys know soon. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time, peace.